I know it's never going to happen in this day and age, but on the off chance that, you know, I am attacked by evil hippies at the dead of night, I will have this little guy to protect me. Hello, good evening. It is actually very late. Definitely well past my bedtime, but that's okay because I went to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now, this movie is a bit of a pedigree, as it is the 9th film by legendary Hollywood director Quentin Tarantino. He is known for... Now, Quentin Tarantino, if you've never seen his movies, they're known for being very dialogue heavy, but it's very witty dialogue, to the point where he does make it work very well. And if you ever see any of his other movies, like Reservoir Dogs, or Pulp Fiction, or Django Unchained, like those ones, this movie is also very, very, very funny. But this is where it gets a little bit different, because it is definitely... Because Quentin Tarantino is the master of the craft, where it's like, okay, old school, the classic style, on film instead, record on film instead of digital. Definitely, again, old school style of filmmaking, which there's always going to be a warmth to it. There just is. And it's awesome. But with that said, like those other movies, it's very clear that the best part of the movie is within the last, 20 to 30 minutes. And it's a very good 20 to 30 minutes. As it definitely proves that Eric Cartman from South Park was right. Hippies are in fact evil. Yeah, this movie is actually based on the, loosely based on the Hollywood murders that were going on around the very late 60s. And only in this case, it's a slightly happier ending because, Quentin Tarantino, he may be edgy, but he definitely knows how to satisfy, his audience. Which reminds me, the audience I was with was, filled with, laughter and, seriously, people... There was, the obnoxious stuff, in the background. It was... That's not... Well, the way I did it sounded kind of creepy, but you get the idea. This was a very good movie. Very funny movie. I loved it, and I have not even really talked about what the movie is about. Basically, the movie does follow the likes of Leonardo DiCaprio, Bradley Cooper, and Margot Robbie. Now, Margot Robbie is essentially, a housewife, a housewife who's just, spending a day normally, pretending that, oh, right, she's supposed to be Sharon Tate. So, yeah. She uses the fact that she, looks like Sharon Tate to get into the movie for free, which is awesome. Actually, she is Sharon Tate. What am I doing? Anyway, but the main two characters are, Leonardo DiCaprio and did I say Bradley Cooper? Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt. Man, why did I mess that up? I am terribly sorry. Although it does remind me, Bradley Cooper, if you ever want yourself an Oscar, just get yourself in a Tarantino movie. Which, I'll actually I'll bring something up about that momentarily. Leonardo DiCaprio's character is, on the latter half of his career. He may be on sort of a downward spiral, if you will. And Brad Pitt is Leonardo DiCaprio's longtime friend and stunt double. And again, it follows basically a day in their lives, but the end of the movie does, in fact, it's, for lack of a better analogy, it steals the show. The big climax that does involve all the funny, gratuitous violence that Quentin Tarantino to have in his movies. It's fun, it's great, it makes you laugh out loud, and yeah, not much else to say other than, go watch it. It's fun. It's great. And now how about we talk about, movie trailers that I have here. So, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. This is the, movie trailers. Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. This is, the Mr. Rogers movie that stars Tom Hanks, which Tom Hanks really wants that third Oscar. I get the feeling he might actually get it. Seriously, if he doesn't get an Oscar for portraying quite possibly one of the greatest, nicest, people in human history, then that is just plain wrong. The Charlie's Angels remake that I told you about, that stars, Kristen Stewart, which, you know what, does actually look cool. Where'd You Go, Bernadette, based on the book. That was, The Gemini Man, the Will Smith movie, where Will Smith fights himself, which, okay, Will Smith is cool. I dig that. Let's see, The Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix movie. It definitely looks good. Harriet. Ooh, Harriet. That's actually, it's the movie based on Harriet Tubman. So, that looks good. Hustlers. Where basically, Jennifer Lopez is running some sort of, gang full of scantily clad women, I guess. And, Queen and Slim, which is basically the story about these I guess their husband and wife, cop killers. So yeah, you saw a lot of good trailers. Again, I know normally I'd probably talk about this a little more, but Tarantino's movies I don't really want to get into I can't really get into talking about without spoiling it, and also getting into more of the gratuitous violence, colorful language type aspects of these movies. Which also reminds me, way back in the 90s when Quentin Tarantino started directing, he said that he would make 10 movies and he'd retire. And Once Upon a Time Hollywood makes number 9. So, whatever his last movie is, I can't wait to see it. And, yeah, that's about all I have to say for now. And now, if you excuse me, I need to start watching the clips of the NFL Top 100 because I kind of missed being able to watch it because of the movie that I just saw. I did not think this through. Like, favorite, share, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on the social media platforms. Remember to turn on the notifications on YouTube. I'm humbled I made this video for you guys to watch and enjoy for today. I'm hopeful we had a wonderful Thursday. I know I did. And remember, for you guys that want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear. And I'll always have your back. Take care. Make good choices. And make sure you have something that can protect you on hand from evil hippies that come at night. I have this little guy, so I'm good. Take care.